today's adventures of what the hell's going on with her hair. Jesus, God, seriously, is there a family of squirrels living in here? Ugh. Hi friends, I'm Jennifer Scott and welcome back to my channel, J Scott Beauty. You see this naked face before you, you're thinking, what am I in for? It's not as bad as you think. Today we're going to talk about Skinimalism. What the hell is that? They finally gave a name to what we've all been doing. Not much makeup, more skincare than usual, and kind of just letting your natural glow happen. Well, we're going to do that today. So recently when I was looking into what, the trends and forecasting are for this upcoming year, of course I went to beauty and skincare, and they came up with the name Skinimalism. And I was like, okay, cute. But then I was like, are you telling me something I already know? And yeah, they are. They basically gave a name to what we've all been going through this past year. So full faces of makeup, not so much. Buying lots more skincare than you ever have, probably. I know I have been. And actually working on your skin, trying to make it glow, trying to not only have that, a lit from within look, but really having your skin glow because it's healthy, or just glow because you've put tons of actives and moisturizer and whatever else on top so you can just glow, not be dull, but feel radiant. And because of that, natural everyday makeup is really a big thing. So, if you are working, or if you're working from home doing Zoom calls, you're probably not doing a full face of makeup anymore. A, either you're at home, or B, if you're leaving the house to work, you're wearing a mask probably, and your makeup is rubbing off, or you're getting maskne. So we've all had to make all sorts of changes and allowances and kind of change the way we've done things for ourselves. And well, this gives us Skinimalism, I guess. Okay, so I know for a lot of us, me specifically, it has meant going makeup free for days, sometimes weeks on end. And as much as I love makeup, that was kind of nice. It was kind of nice to not have to every day be going through the same routine. However, the same routine every day for me wasn't a big deal. It's how I had done my life for decades, so I didn't mind it. So this change to no makeup, but doing lots of skincare, really taking care of my skin, paying attention and trying to get some results. I don't know, I kind of really enjoyed that. If anything good has come out of this pandemic, I'm sure there's been a few things. We got to spend more time with our families. We got to slow down. Maybe we got to learn some hobbies, pick up a book and read, but also take care of yourselves. I know that happened here in my house. And for me, taking care of myself meant a deep dive into skincare. And, well, a YouTube channel that happened because of it. So today is all about embracing Skinimalism and natural everyday makeup and that healthy glowing skin. And we're gonna do some makeup, but it's gonna be makeup pandemic style, Skinimalism. Let's get started. Okay, so I have already showered. I have done my skincare. The only thing I didn't do was sunscreen. And yeah, sunscreen, she's mandatory now. Well, at least mandatory for me. I've worked so hard on my skin this past 10 months, like really hard, and I've spent a lot of money on it, and I'm really not thinking I'm gonna let the sun turn back all the hard work I've put into it. So today I'm going to use my First Aid Beauty. This is their Weightless Liquid Mineral Sunscreen with Zinc Oxide SPF 30. Now what I like about this is it does have a slight tint to it, but it's weightless. Like, I love zinc oxide. I think it's one of the best ingredients for sunscreen, at least for me and what I look for, but it comes in all different forms. And this one here, First Aid Beauty was able to make it weightless. Are you kidding me? Thank you, God, or thank you, First Aid Beauty. So we're going in, and as you can see, there is a tint to it, but the tint kind of blends away pretty quickly. There we go, sunscreen accomplished. Now I know a lot of people don't love sunscreen, and they certainly don't love putting it on under their makeup because they never know how it's gonna go. This is the best piece of advice I can give you when it comes to sunscreen in your makeup. Once you put the sunscreen on, don't do anything for 10 minutes. Let it dry. I know that sounds kind of like, ugh, I don't have time for that. Find the time, because if you want the sunscreen to work and you want your makeup to work out, then you've got to let every step have its moment, and sunscreen needs its moment. Let it dry down. This is going to turn into the perfect base for foundation, and giving yourself not only that, glowy look we're looking for, but also protecting your skin. Just sit back and relax. Go brush your teeth. I don't know, make yourself a cup of tea, scroll through Instagram. I'm sure you can burn 10 minutes. I'll see you back in 10. And I'm back. So I did want you to wait to let your sunscreen dry down, and that's what I did. But I didn't mention that I also let my skincare dry down before I go in with my sunscreen. I just find that it makes everything kind of work better. There's no pilling, there's no like greasy face that happens. When you let your product sink in before you apply like the next product, especially when you're going from skincare to sunscreen and then sunscreen to makeup, those two dry times make an entire world of difference. So give it a try, see how you like. All right, so we're going for natural and glowy. And of course, there's a ton of different ways you can do that. You can buy a BB cream, a CC cream. There are lots of like serum foundations so that they're lightweight, but they still have a tint, so you get a little bit of coverage. There's all sorts of ways that you can go. But for me, I'm gonna kind of go the way that's easiest for me, and that's using products I already have on hand. So we all know I love my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, but I also love my face oils. And this is how you make your own skin tint. So you can use any sort of face oil that you have on hand. For me, I think that the squalane is really the way I wanna go, because not only is it moisturizing to the skin, so it's gonna kind of give you that, well, BB cream type effect, a moisturizer, but it also dries down nicely, so it's not gonna stay greasy all day long. Plus, I only need to put in 1 drop with my foundation. It spreads my foundation out so beautifully, gives me a gorgeous glow, doesn't stay oily, but my skin still looks like natural. Don't we want that? I want a natural glow. So let's go in with these two. In some cases, you may want to use a primer, but because of the sunscreen I used, I don't need a primer. Here we go. So I'm going to start off just doing 2 pumps. Normally for my whole face, I will probably use like 3 to 4 pumps of my Giorgio Armani. I know. And I'm going to take my plant squalane from Naturium, and I'm going to put in here just 2 small drops. And I'm going to mix it together with my foundation brush, and it's actually going to, look at that. Oh my God. It mixes up beautifully. I don't have any issues, and I'm gonna go straight in. Now I'm not gonna use concealer because I wanna be natural and glowy. And of course I can use concealer and get that effect, but I'm going very natural. Well, very natural for me. So that was just 1 dip into the back of my hand, and I've already done basically half my face. Now I do really get in there, and as you can see, I have blemishes. This is a whole story, but I'm not entirely concerned with covering them up completely. I just want to tone down any redness I have and just make my skin look a little more, well, me, but a little better. All right, so not only do I have, well, the properties of my foundation and a moisturizer from the squalane, but I also have a little bit of coverage, a little bit of glow, and it's the right color for me because it's my foundation. That's one of the problems with BB creams, is you never know what the shade is gonna be. And I just don't have that kind of time to figure out the BB cream for me. So make my own. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not like a DIY. I am not doing anything that people haven't done before, but it's something that just works so beautifully, so easily, and it's with stuff that you already have on hand. So with just 2 pumps and 2 drops, I have a whole face, and it's, I don't know, I like it. It's not a full face, it's not canceling out everything, but I'm totally fine with that. Now, because I want to keep a natural glowy look, I'm not going to powder just yet. I'll use powder at the end to maybe just tame down anywhere I feel like there might be a little too much shininess, but I'm not really going for a full cake face look today. Next, we're going to go in with a nude stick. These nude sticks are fantastic. They come in a range of colors, and you can use them for anything. They're multi-purpose. You can use them on your eyes. You can use them for bronzing, contouring, You can use them for lipstick, whatever you want to use. They're multi-purpose. So today, I'm going to use them for a couple things. First, I'm going to go in with bronzing. I know, you thought I was going to use my Chanel. I'd like to, but I love this little stick. So we're going to go in with this. Okay, here we go. We're just going to kind of warm up. I know you're like, what is she doing? Oh my God, looks disastrous. No, it's going to be fine. And of course, using the same brush makes for a nice blend. I'm also going to use it for kind of contour bronze, just a little bit. A little bit more. These are so creamy, and they do blend away to like what you think is nothing, but it's enough to just, especially in person, it's enough to just give my face a little bit of dimension. And that's what I want. I don't need to have, you know, the full glam. I just want to, you know, give myself a little natural glam. Now this particular color, I think is called Sun-Kissed, and it really just gives the lightest wash of color, and it's exactly what I want. Next up, I want to go in with my cheek color, and this is from the Honest Beauty Company. This is in Rose Pink, I think, and it's a nice cream cheek color. Are you sensing like a little trend here? I'm using mostly cream products because they're going to help maintain the glow. And what's nice about this is it works great on your lips also. It's super creamy. I just love the beautiful finish that it leaves. So I kind of load up my finger and then I dab it on my cheek. And you're like, oh my God, it's so much. It's not so much. Hang on. And we're just going to dab it in with a brush. I'm just stippling that around to give my cheeks a little bit of color. And look at that. It's not so much. I have more on my hand. I'm just going to put a little bit right there. What do you think? Brightening up, but still keeping myself glowy. And of course, we're going up around where I bronzed because I always take my cheek color up around there. I like a nice blend. I like it to look like nothing is stopping and starting. Kind of like I've been outside, got a little kissed by the sun. Isn't she natural? And of course, the other side. Tell me, are you afraid of cream products? I used to be, and with good reason. There are a lot of crappy cream products out there. I mean, there are some products that when you use, your makeup is ruined. Just ruined. So that's why a lot of us have always been scared of cream products. And when you go through them and throw them away and move on and try something new, you're able to find something that's great, like this Honest Cream Blush. I love it so much. I don't use it as often as I should, but it's pandemic. I don't do makeup as often as I would like to. But that's why we're Skinimalists. Now, Skinimalism obviously can mean different things to different people. My minimal is probably someone's full glam. I get that. But I'm kind of thinking of this as like minimal as in when I can go out to restaurants without a mask on and I don't want full glam, I think this is going to be the look for me. And I think it might even be kind of a look for me for summer. I mean, let's face it, full glam in the summer, giant pain in the ass, especially if you don't live in air conditioning, if you're going to be spending the whole day outside. Who wants to deal with that? And I do it all the time. But maybe I'm going to be a Skinimalist. Hardly. All right, what do you think? Still glowy, but getting some color. Okay, and I'm going to round out my face with doing a little highlighting. You didn't think I wasn't going to highlight, did you? Of course I am. This is one of my favorite things in the world. Cover FX makes these custom enhancer drops. This one is in the shade Moonlight. I love this so much. I've had it for quite some time because literally it lasts forever. So let me show you here. Oh my gosh, that's so satisfying. Look at that, so pretty. Now, because you need so little of it, I never go directly on my face with it. I put it on the back of my hand. That's plenty for my entire face. I kid you not. I'm gonna go back in with this same brush. I'm going to dab a little bit on the high points of my cheeks. Right there. That's a lot, actually. And we're going to blend it in. Well, first let's tap it in. Tap, tap, tap. And now blend, blend, blend. Now, what's nice about these, if you want that huge glow, let me see you from the moon type of glow, you can totally get that with this. But I go a little lighter because, well, let's face it, I'm a woman of a certain age. Oh my gosh, can you see that? I think it's so pretty. And just pouncing it in to spread it out, bring it around, because we don't like stop and start lines. And that's the nice thing about using these cream products is it's all gonna blend beautifully. Nothing is lifting, everything is blending and meshing together. And I love that. I, of course, want to do a little bit on my nose. And I'm just going to brush whatever is on my brush on my Cupid's bow. And look it, I still have a ton left. I know, you need barely any of this. Ooh, girl. So yeah, these babies may seem pricey at checkout, but when you see how long they last you, it's a huge bargain. Okay, now, so because when I was younger and I actually was protecting my skin, well, part of it, I protected my eyes. I did a really good job, but because of that, my eyes are very pale. If you want to do Skinimal, you could probably skip doing any sort of eye color, but I can't. I have to do something because I look kind of crazy. So I'm going to go back in with this nude stick and just warm up the eyes. All I gotta do, wipe it on like that, and I'm just going to pat it around until I feel like I have just warmed up that area. I'm not looking for the look of eyeshadow. I'm just looking for warmth. There, barely anything, but can you see the difference? This is definitely lighter and this is just warmer. Yep, that's all she needs, warmth. And it's dried down beautifully and I just look warmer. Now, you know me, I may want to skip my eyebrows, but I'm not gonna. Today I'm gonna use from IT Cosmetics their Brow Power. I think it makes a nice natural looking brow. And listen, we all know how brows aren't my jam because I'm not great at it, but this little girl, she's really good at helping me out. You've seen me fuss and muss with my brows God knows how many times. This here just kind of helps me fill in and just deepen up the color of my brows because I'm very blonde for the most part and you don't get to see those little blonde hairs at all. But this here is just a nice little filler. Give my face some shape. Bring some life to those little blonde strays. Make me feel like, oh, okay. She can get it all together sometimes. And I love the spoolie on here. This is a really good one. So my eyebrows may seem a little more than usual, but I like with a natural looking, overall look for something to be a little more standoutish, whether it's a bold lip, a giant lash, or the brows. Today, I picked the brows. Well, I always have to sparkle and shine. I'm not gonna give that up. So on my eyes, I'm gonna use a little bit of Just a Sec from Jones Road, Bobbi Brown's brand. And I'm gonna go on the center of my lid just for a little perk, a little pick me up. And I'm also gonna go just under the brow bone for a little bit of sparkle and shine there. Just a little bit, nothing aggressive. And of course I'm going to hit that inner corner highlight. I'm not a savage. This is one of those things in makeup for me that if I forget to do, it makes me mental the whole rest of the day. that brightening right in the corner of my eye really just wakes everything up for me, I think. So pretty. That's all she needs. So this I'm kind of back and forth on. This has been one of my go-to eye pencils for years. I can't even tell you how many of these I've purchased. This is from Urban Decay. It's their 24/7. This is in the shade Mushroom. It's just the most beautiful taupey color, and I love using it mainly like from the outer corner to about halfway, 2/3 of the way in. I just feel like it opens up the eye, but it does it in a natural way where you're not like, oh, look at that eyeliner. There's just a little bit of depth added. I think we're going to do a little bit of that today. All right, so just on the outer corner, and I make it like a little thicker there, and then I go thinner and thinner as I go in, keeping it in my lash line, because you know how I like to keep that lash line darkened up because it makes my mascara all that prettier. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna smudge it out a little bit, just to like make it a little smoky, in a natural kind of smoky way. I just think this shade is so pretty. Oh, I love. There, pretty basic. Now I did notice it appears I'm getting a little creasing on my eyelid from my nude stick, and that's probably my fault because it might be from the eye cream that I have underneath it. So I'm going to just go in with a little bit of a basic shadow just to set it. I don't want a shadow, but I just want to set that color from the nude stick because I don't want any creasing. There we go, set. Now, of course, I'm gonna do mascara, and I'm having a really hard time not choosing my Bite Beauty, what is this called? The Upswing. I love this so freaking much, but it's super dramatic. And I really am trying to keep a more natural face. What am I gonna do? You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna use my Bite Upswing. I just love it so much. Absolutely, curl the lashes. That is a non-starter. If you don't curl your lashes, then why are you even bothering with mascara? Now I get it. A lot of you are like, you're still using a lot of makeup. And for me, I'm really not. But I'm also using it with a much lighter hand. I'm using more like sheer formulas of different products. I would normally use, you know, a heavier hand. But for me, this is what a natural, you know, glowy, lit from within, skinimalist look would be. Because, listen, I am who I am. And I'm either going to go full face, no face, and just skincare, or I'm going to do Skinimalism my way. There, I think I'm controlling myself with this. I'm not going too overboard so far. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing how this turns out when I look at the footage, because I know the lights are probably making my skin look a lot shinier or greasier than it actually is. In person, it's looking pretty natural. I am going to powder down with it when I'm done, just to take down any excess shine and help, you know, prolong the wear. Whenever I look at the footage and I see me doing mascara, especially my left eye, I always think to myself, girl, you look like a twisted up pretzel doing that. It's funny how what feels completely natural looks crazy. Ooh, that glow. Oh my God. Okay, I think I did a pretty good job of going in with a light hand on my mascara. We all know I can be crazy with my mascara, but I'm trying to stay natural for y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna just powder down with my Jouer Soft Focus Powder. It's not a heavy setting powder. It's actually, you know, very natural. So it's gonna help keep me, well, it's gonna help keep my glow going, but it's not going to cake me up. Let's get in there. So I'm just gonna set around my nose. around my chin, in between my eyes, a little bit above the eyebrows, under here. I know, I should just be like, I'm gonna set everywhere. And a little bit down my nose, because we don't need all that shine. There we go. So just a little bit, and I think it took the crazy shine down. All right, we are in the home stretch, lips. So there's several ways you can go with this. And I tried to decide what would I normally do. And normally I would go in with a lip pencil and then a gloss over top, because the lip pencil is going to give my lips color, but it's also going to extend the life of the lip gloss a little bit. So I am going deep into the vault to one of my tried and true. This is from MAC. You can see this little bish is beat up and nearing the end of her life. This is in the shade Dervish. Now, this color here, I love it so much. It's like a... Could she draw any more like a child? See how it's that pretty nudie mauvey pink? For me, it's a perfect color for my lips. So let's go in. And I'm gonna fill in my lips entirely. Now, when I was getting ready, I did have, where is it? I did have my lip oil on. Yes, I had this, the Dior Lip Glow Oil on so that my lips would be nourished for when I went in with the lip pencil. If you go in with a lip pencil to fill in your lips entirely on a dry lip, it's not going to be super cute. You do need to kind of moisturize, nourish, get those lips ready for the lip pencil if you're going to do a complete fill-in. So not only is this shade kind of my lip color, but a little better, but it's also going to help me define my lip area. Now, 100%, I would leave it just like this, and I have 100,000 times in my life. I like the way like a nice kind of matte lip looks without being lipsticky looking. It feels nice, it's not drying, and it looks pretty. But am I gonna just stop there? No, I'm not. So I knew I wanted kind of a nudie pink, so I have two here that I narrowed it down to. Now, this one here is from Clinique. This is one of like, I feel like it's one of their oldest shades ever. It was around when I was young and they brought it back out. I feel like it was a couple of years ago. This is the shade, I think, Tender Heart, and this is an opaque gloss. Do you see how pretty that is? It's super flattering. It feels great on the lips. It's not sticky. It has just that nice slip to it, so I do enjoy wearing this. And then, of course, I have the Jones Road Beauty. What shade is this in? This is in the shade Nude Beige, and this is, well, more of like a treatment. So it can be just a lip gloss, it can be a lip balm. Let's see here, let me show you the color. So you see it is, I put a whole lot on my hand there, but you see it's a little more mauve-y than the other one. And the less you put on and you sheer it out, the more it just like blends in with your lip color. It has that beautiful peppermint scent, so it gives your lips that nice little tingle. It's not plumping, it's just pretty. These I almost consider like my lip balms. I do keep them in my purse for when I'm running around. I don't know, which one do we want? Which one do we want? Let's do both. I know. Let's go with the Bobbi Brown first. Just in the center. Yeah, okay. So if you just want to have that lip balm feeling on top of the lip liner, this is the way to go for sure. It zhuzhed up my color a little bit, makes my lips feel great. When you're talking to someone, there's that peppermint scent, so your breath smells nice. I like it, super pretty. But let's just see what would happen if I used this. Now this is more opaque and a little glossier. Can you tell a difference? I feel like it's just a little glossier. That's the biggest difference. So if I want my lips to have a little more oomph, this is definitely the way to go. But if I'm just gonna be, you know, maybe going for a walk in the neighborhood, stopping into a few shops, then I would totally just put on the Jones Road one, because who doesn't like having lips that smell delicious when you're talking to people? But let's face it, no one's gonna get close enough to me to smell the peppermint anyway. But inside my mask, I think that would be enjoyable just for me. Well, what do you think, friends? So this is my version of Skinimalism. I know for a lot of you, Skinimalism might just be putting on sunscreen, maybe some mascara, maybe a tinted lip balm, and you're out the door. No shade, you should totally do that. I totally do that sometimes. But for a little more zhuzhed up, if I'm gonna be out and about in the world and I don't know, maybe going out to pick up dinner to bring home somewhere, this is a nice little look. I feel natural. I feel like myself. I feel like I'm in my own skin. I don't feel like I have aggressive makeup. I feel like it's just soft, natural, glowy, me but better. So tell me, are you considering yourself a Skinimalist? I hope you are. Now that they've given us a name, let's embrace it. And this by no means that I'm giving up all of my other Glamorama makeup. No way, not out of my cold, dead hands can you pry it. I'm always going to want to be, a glamour girl sometimes, but this is another way to do you but better and glamorous. So tell me what you think. Are you into it? Are you going to do this? Are you doing this? Do you have products of your own that you've kind of, changed how you use to give yourself a Skinimalist look? Or have you bought new stuff that you're loving? I'd love to hear if you bought anything. And if you've revamped any of your current products, let me know. I'm always, you kind of get in a rut. You use the same thing for the same thing. And it's nice when you can look at your products a little differently and use them differently. Case in point, using my squalane oil with my foundation. Shear it out and give myself a pretty glow. Well, I made it to the end with crazy hair, but I didn't sweat myself silly. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know this week we have a few new subscribers. My husband was sweet enough to promote my channel on his LinkedIn, of which he has a substantial base of people, and I got some new followers, and I'm so happy to have you guys. Thank you for being with me. Everyone else is used to this shit show by now. It might take you a couple of videos to get used to me. So if you're new to the channel, I would love to hear from you. Give me a little shout out in the comments section below. I would love to say hi. I'd love to meet you. And I would love to hear what you love in skincare and makeup. I want to thank you all so much for being with me. Please like and subscribe so you can see more of this nonsense. And I'll see you again real soon. Thanks for being with me. Mwah.